2, and we're live. All right, guys. Welcome back. Episode 30, year 3, Midnight Alley. We're coming up to the last days here. Um,
Don't remind me.
I'm going to have Zazie go ahead and give us their account of last week's events or, relevant happenings, you know, of late. Go ahead, Zazie.
Last week was utter bullshit. Um, so we were all, heading into the next part of this bowl stairway in the sky up to the mountain structure. And in the previous bowls, well, in the first bowl, we had fought somebody. And in the second bowl, we had already fought the person who was supposed to be in the second bowl. And now we're at the third bowl. And when we step into it, oh wow, it looks like there's nothing there. Yippee! How wonderful for us. But little did we know that hiding in this little pocket of the astral plane inside of the bowl is this bitch named Vayashana, aka Zazie's former best friend, young Kovanen's former girlfriend, uh, younger Kovanen's attempted kidnapper, and the person who put on the evil Veer mask and became this horrible, evil, terrible monster, aberrant monstrosity. And she's just hanging around. And she is getting closer to us, and we're like, oh shit, what do we do? Zazie's um, still of the mindset that if she can save Vea, she wants to. But Vea's of the mindset of fuck Zazie. So, um, Vea possesses Zazie in a what was it, DC 21 charisma save with disadvantage. Is that right? Is that number right?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. DC 21 disadvantage wisdom save. And of course, Zazie is possessed because of course she is. And what does possessed Zazie do? But try to kill her party. And Ash is all like, oh, this will be fun. Everybody's super strong. They can take me out no problem. I'm just one person. Let me use this cool feature I don't always get to use. And then Bo's like, oh wow, that's cool. I'll use the quarry's stats. I'll use Vea's stats for that. And so I essentially nuke the party. Um, and everything is horrible and everything is terrible. Everybody's blind. They took a whole bunch of damage. And next thing I know, oh no, I have to go kill Kovanen. But first I did kill Felt. But oh no, I have to kill Kovanen. That's the thing that matters. And Zazie is trying to fight fight Vea and her possession. And so who reaches out? But of course, the Scar. And he's like, Zazie, I know you hate me, but if you sell your soul to me, I'll cut your bond off from your quarry, and you won't be under this possession. But I'll also, like, own your soul. That wasn't exactly said, that was more subtext, but, you know.
It's pretty accurate.
I, Ash, the player, was having a moment. I didn't know what to do, so I asked the rest of the party what I should do, and I want to reiterate that I did what everybody else suggested, so I am not at fault here. If there is anybody at fault, it is Bo. It is the DM. But I digress. I obviously say no to the Scar, and I kill Kovanen. I kill Kovanen. I hit him once, and that's 2 failed death saves for him. He had already succeeded 1 because I had downed him earlier. I missed with my second attack, but on his next turn, he failed his last death save and he died. And I cried a lot, and it's Bo's fault, and I hate him, but not really.
Thank you.
And eventually, everybody did succeed in murdering me. I myself was not killed. And we just kind of picked ourselves up and went off to the next bowl. But not before Lucian and Lucky had a bit of a spat. There was a bit of a disagreement. I don't exactly remember what it was because I was crying my eyes out at the time. But something happened, and Lucian left Kyber's Bane with Lucky, but Lucky, slipped it back in, and we're all just heading off to the next thing to kill us now.
I can I can fill in that little space for you if you want.
Go for it.
Okay. So basically what it was that apparently a rift in the space-time continuum opened up next to Felt's body. Lucky kind of like, of course, being protective of someone that he considers a friend, kind of went off on the people that were like reaching in to grab Felt, and Lucian kind of in his moment of grief and just all around frustration, went off on Lucky, saying, because they closed the rift before they can grab Felt, and so Lucian basically told him, like, oh, you didn't even give him a chance to tell you what they wanted, like you just kind of went off. And he said, he, played by Rose, said, well, you're one to talk. And basically Lucian was like, well, go fuck yourself, we don't need you anyway, and tried to give back Kyber's Bane. As he was walking away, Lucky told Lucian, well, it's not mine anymore, I gave it to you as a gift. And with a very, very, very good roll, sleight of hand roll, got the Kyber's Bane back into his holster. And as they went into the next area, Lucian noticed that Kyber's Bane was back in his holster, and now he thinks that it is also alive, just like Night Drinker, and that he can't get rid of it.
It's following me. All right, so yeah, you guys went through the portal, and as you're going through, Lucky looks back and sees the rift open again, and a couple of arms reach out and grab Felt by an arm and a leg, and he gets drugged back into the portal in the astral sea, or cyberspace, or whatever the hell it is that you guys are right now. You guys are heading up the mountain to the next bowl, disheveled, beaten up, probably should be taking a rest, but everybody's just kind of fuck the world. The 3 of them that are left, Lucky straggling behind, well, they may not think they need me, but they kind of do. And as they approach this next, construct, and look inside, there's a waterfall coming out of the opening and running down the side of the mountain. And when they look in, They see the inside of Kovanen's key. And as they're looking into it, there's a doorway that they can see into, and they catch the last glimpse of baby Kovanen, who picked up, Kovanen Senior, or Voss. I know it's confusing for anybody that listens to this, but essentially his father, and rushes up the staircase with him and goes into this hyper geometric space, pocket dimension, whatever you want to call it, and runs down this staircase with Father Vonnen in his arms. And you guys approach through this opening into the space. As you look inside, you see what some of you may have seen before. I'm not certain. It's a small floating island in the midst of a, open sky that stretches out pretty much forever. And as you look down below you, off in the distance, there's like a sprawling landscape that is clearly the Dreamlands, but everything's out of focus. It's like almost as if you guys are temporally adjacent to it. Seeing it through a piece of fogged glass or, whatever. So you guys step into this area and you see out across the expanse. To your left is a small seating area with some bottles of wine. There are a couple glasses of wine sitting there, partially drank. What season is it? It's spring in the game now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like mid-spring, I think, at this point.
Yeah, so there's just robust, vibrant plant life, some will-o-wisps, things like that. A beautiful embroidered chair with a carpet in front of it. There's a knotwork of like roots that are grown across a small fence, creating this little, partition between the waterfall that's trickling into and out of this space. On the right-hand side, there's a small table with some mixtures on it, some scrolls, a dagger, and it's under like a small canopy or hoda or whatever you want to call it, with some plants growing up and over it, over the arch, and a couple of other trees on the other side. It's just this beautiful, serene place. And as you look ahead, you see the staircase that goes down into wherever Baby Vonnen went, and then per the course, next to the waterfall on the adjacent side, there's actually a staircase leaving this area that has an archway that opens back up to the mountains on the other side. What do you guys do?
I guess like I believe out of game you told us this is like a safe spot, but can we understand that this is safe in game?
It's definitely it's disconcerting. You just have walked out of an area that's still storming. It's definitely like the Riddens. It's the end of a storm. There's still some trail legs of storm going around, but there is this eclipse that's occurring as you guys are climbing the staircase, almost in tandem with your ascent. This eclipse is occurring, and you're stepping now into a different space, and it clearly feels very different here. And it feels that way almost by design.
Okay.
I am going to try to head down these stairs that younger Kovanen also went down.
Sure. Cool. So you head down that staircase, and it stretches along.
I would say that Lucian is next to her, by the way. Like
Cool.
he's not,
Right, he's not straggling.
he's giving her space. Yeah, like he's giving her space, but like I believe they're both kind of in the same wavelength as of right now.
Sure. So you see him, and
Yeah.
you're kind of like rushing after him, but not like on top of him or each other. So you're giving you're giving
Yeah.
him a little space, but you're trying to figure out what's going on. So as you guys make your way down the staircase, it does that weird thing where you're going down the staircase, and when you step through there, you're almost in another place. And there's a staircase that wraps out through open air onto a platform, and there's a signatory with a star and 5 sarcophagi, I guess you could say. 4 of them are full, 1 of them is empty. Off to the side, there's a small area to sit. There's a couple of chairs there, and then on the back wall there is a door, made out of rough-hewn wood. It's kind of grown over with, spring foliage and blossoms. And
I'm gonna go
Go ahead.
knock on the door.
Sure. Give me one moment before you do that, though. As you guys come down and get closer, you can actually see that, as you wrap around the staircase, you can see young Vanin actually has on the opposite side of one of the sarcophagi, and he's doing something over there. It looks like he's almost moving his arms around in front of him as he's crouched down. And he looks up as you guys approach. His eyes are just teary, he misty-eyed. But he looks like he has a purpose.
Vanin,
I
what's going on? What's happening?
have to do something. Just a moment. Could you two actually help me?
What do you need?
Sure. What do you need?
He waves you to come over, and as you guys pass around the outside of the sarcophagus. Lucky, what are you doing right now?
I mean, yeah, it's probably not dying, clinging to this 1 HP I have. Probably just gonna find a seat near the top of the stairs, and if they need anything.
Okay. So you're kind of letting them go do what they have to do, but you're gonna chill. Okay. Well, you can
Yeah.
go ahead and take a
He-
short rest.
Okay. I mean, he literally, he's a little weirded out by this. This is strange even for him. He's not gonna follow them into that private sanctum.
Sure.
It feels intrusive on that part.
Awesome.
So if he's taking a short rest, he's taking a short rest.
Yeah.
But he's also he's positioned himself in a way that he can keep an eye out on that stairs down into that area that they just disappeared, but also both the upper and lower portals that lead to the top of the mountain.
Sure.
So, but
Yeah.
short rest it is for him.
Cool. All right, makes sense. All right, so back to you two. Baby Vanin has like a book in front of him. He's flipping through some of the pages. It looks like something that maybe Kovanen had it on him. Maybe it was sitting. Pardon me. Indigestion. Maybe it was sitting on the the platform. What is it called? The podium. There's like a podium almost in the middle. Maybe it was sitting there. You don't know. He's reading over a couple of things, and there is this white cloth that is covered with a number of runes as well, and he's folding it up around Kovanen. And he reaches out for you guys to help him lift him. So he reaches his arms under Kovanen's shoulders and kind of is like tucking his arms in and goes to lift him and nods for you two to help him lift him onto the sarcophagus.
I think if he's struggling, like if he showed that initial sign of struggle, like Lucian wouldn't have needed the nod necessarily to like kind of jump in and help.
Yeah, you can see that the way he's wrapped up seems almost ceremonial. And as he's trying to lift him, it's not that he can't lift the body, it's that he's trying to keep this, preserved, the way that everything is folded and prepared and, almost handling him reverently. So you guys are easily able to hop on, with this motion, and you lay Kovanen onto the slab.
What is this going to do?
So he's looking down in the book, and you can see there's a page of almost instructions. It's kind of like, if you were to open up an embalmer's book from, ancient Egypt. It has like a number of things, and he just looks at the book and looks back at you guys. If you could just give me a moment, I need to hurry. So he walks over, and there is a few powders and oils and inks or dyes and kind of like applicators that are on this central podium, I guess isn't the right word, but it's like almost like a table, a small table, and he starts mixing up this oil in a mortar and pestle. It's almost this stark white color, and he brings it over Kovanen's face and starts applying this base coat of just white powder oil mixture. It's an ink. It appears. A paint to his face. And he goes back over and he's looking at this diagram, and he mixes up something that looks kind of like almost like an iron ball ink. He uses an alcohol solution, and there's this calligraphy brush, and he looks around a bit unsure of himself and flips the page, and you can actually see there's like a number of sigils that are mirrored on the faces of the other Kovanens that are in various states of age. And he begins to apply these runes.
Are you turning him into one of the dreamers?
He instantly seems he's afraid. Like you scare him, and he's, yes, we have to. Zazie, he's lost to us otherwise. He's lost to us anyway. But at least here he can continue his purpose. I'm sorry, I know this is not what you wanted. This is not what I wanted either, but we have to do this now, or... Well...
Have you even spoken with the lady yet? Is she here?
No, she's not here. But...
Lucian, go bang on her door.
Zazie, this is something I know I have to do. I don't know how, but I know I have to do this. It's as if a memory is coming back to me of what to do in this situation, and I have to follow through with it right now, or he will be lost for no reason. Please. Can you just hold the book for me?
But
He reaches out
I
and...
was going to stop it. I was going to make it so he wouldn't have to do this.
He just kind of rests a hand on your hand, and he slides the book into your hands, open to the page. Please, Ozzy, this is all we can do for him at this point.
Okay. But if I find out that there's a way to reverse this, to bring him back from this, I will tear down every single stone of the Dreamlands myself until I get him back.
Well, when we're finished with this, I'll help you. And he lowers his head, and you can see that he's crying. Like, the tears are welling up in his eyes, but he just kind of like bites his lip and just kind of pushes through it. And he starts etching the glyphs onto Kovanen's face. And he positions you in such a way that he can look, and painstakingly copies down these runes, these glyphs, these symbols, whatever they are, onto Kovanen's face in the order prescribed by, the procedures in this book.
Zazie will be helpful.
So is Lucian.
Yeah. Lucian, you knock on the door. There's no response. You think back.
Oh no! When he said not to, I fucking Lucian.
Okay. You think back, and I think everybody can realize it's only been a couple of days since the lady left, and she's like, "Buy me as much time as possible." You got the feeling she was thinking of, like, I don't know, maybe a couple of months, maybe a couple of weeks, but she's not near. At least as far as you can tell. So an hour passes probably. Sweat is running down Kovanen's forehead. His hands are shaking. His whole body is just kind of like rigid and taut to the point where it looks like he's just about to snap. And finally he finishes the designs, the process, and everybody in the room can feel the tension just release. As if there were something being held, as if the room itself was holding its breath, and it just releases it. And Kovanen's body seems to relax. The fibers in the cloth wrapped around him seem to slacken a bit. And he looks peacefully resting. And you see his chest slowly rise. And then after a long period of time, 5, maybe even 10 minutes of you guys just watching, he breathes out. At this incredibly slow pace. Maybe one breath in or out every 10 or 20 minutes. And it slowly begins to taper off. Baby Vonnen breathes out, kind of just falls right on his ass. Lets the brush fall next to him. Just kind of rubbing his hand on his face. It's covered with paint and ink. And he looks around at the two of you. I think that's all we can do for now. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
I know. I really do. I do know, but it's so hard. Things are starting to come back to me now. Well, I mean, technically, I think we are in the Dreamlands. We could take some time to rest here. Before we proceed.
Sorry, if you'd like to
Zazie, if you'd like to take a moment and rest, feel free.
Please.
I think we're gonna need it.
He just nods and starts making his way back up the staircase.
I'm gonna stay here.
Just don't forget to rest for a short while.
I know.
Lucien will,
And DM. Oh, never mind.
Lucien will like kind of round the sarcophagus. And give Zazie a hug.
She will accept it.
And she hates hugs.
Gotta finish this way. He says, we've got to finish this for him.
I know. We will.
And Lucien will like walk away, leave her there to, whatever. And I mean, it's the glade, right? So like there's like trees and shit like that around.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll like he'll sit down at a tree and just take off his shoes and just lean his head back against the tree and rest.
And now that everybody's gone, DM, I want to try something stupid.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, like he was just about to ask if it was a good idea to leave her to her own devices, but
I am going
Yes, it
to
is.
try to mind link to dreaming, sleeping, dead, not dead Kovanen.
Interesting. Like, speak with him?
Just try to link with him and see if I even can.
I suppose you can try.
And so I will.
Yeah. So you reach out to him and you can feel like, that he exists. He hasn't, necessarily passed on, but he's not there in a way that he's able to speak to you. At least in this method.
Yeah. She'll pat his head and say through the link, I love you. Then close it and sit down next to the sarcophagus and rest.
All right. Meanwhile,
How long we there, DM?
as long
How
as you
long
want,
rest you giving us?
you're in the Dreamlands. You're in. If you're here for, what is it? An hour, it's a minute. If you're here for, I'm sorry, if you're here for, I can't remember what the fuck it is. It's like if you're here for a minute, it's an hour. If you're here for an hour, it's a day. Something along those lines.
No, because they were able to take a short rest, and they were only gone for a minute. And when I was running up the stairs.
Cool.
So it would
And-
be 8 minutes for a long rest, really.
Yeah, something like that. Sweet. 8 minutes.
Fuck it, I'm taking a fucking long rest.
Yeah.
Honestly, same.
I feel silly wasting this short rest. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so Baby Vonnen starts a little a little fire. It's spring. There's a bit of a chill going through the air as the day changes to night. The mist kind of rolls over. The surface of the stream. He's got his little fairy fire brazier going. He's just sitting there, basically half cross-legged, an arm draped over one knee, his head just laying back against the wall, the rock wall that's encircling the interior. It just looks resigned. Occasionally, he will sob or sniffle in various states of either welling up in tears or they're just running down his face. He's absolutely just looks broken. As long as you guys have known Kovanen, this was his dad, his creator, basically. And the first 18 years of his life, all he knew was this person teaching him everything. And that's gone.
I say switch over because this can turn into a whole long ass scene.
Switch over to what?
You said meanwhile, and
Oh, yeah.
then I cut you off to ask how long we're gonna be here.
Oh, yeah. That was the meanwhile.
Oh, in that case, Kovanen. Kovanen.
Yes. He
Um,
looks as though he kind of snapped out of a trance. Sorry. Yes, Lucien?
when it comes to as you know him, Vos, I cannot begin to understand the feeling that you have. But I do understand what it is to lose a parent. And, and I, just... I don't want you to fall into a state of depression, the way I did when I lost my mother. Voss, for lack of a better term, was your father. He brought you into this world. He taught you everything he knows. And I'm sure he had a lot more to teach you. But I want you to know that we will all be here for you if you need us to be. Kovanen was my best friend. He was the first friend that I ever had. I pushed so many people away for so long. Meeting him was the best thing that ever happened to me, Kovanen.
He's nodding. He's like reaching out to like
And him,
pull you to sit down next to him.
and I know he was so very proud of you, Kovanen. I'm sure you had your moments of screwing up. I mean, you know, that's what sons do, right? And if he got angry at you at all, just know it was because he cared. He didn't want to see you fall down any bad roads.
No, he warned me. He warned me, and I took a bit, but I listened. I'm glad that I was able to do that. I'm glad that I was, because it was very close to not. I could have been me that you were fighting in there.
Luckily it wasn't.
Can you imagine? So, I don't think that I can go on with you. I have to find a way to get to the lady and let her know what has happened.
That would honestly be for the best. We don't know what we're going to expect beyond this point. And I don't believe that that Kovanen would, or Voss would want you in any more unnecessary danger.
He just kind of stares off and he's like drying his face off, and you can see he's getting a bit of his resolve back. he like reaches over, you know, he like grabs you like by the shoulder and like around the neck and just kind of like jostles you around a little bit and kind of just like pops his head against the bricks behind him a couple of times and just like shakes himself up, you know, psyching himself out a bit and like leans forward and wipes the tears out of his eyes and walks over to the table and just chugs a glass of wine. He looks over at Lucky. Do you think that you could just like make up? I don't know what's going on, but you haven't made eye contact for more than a moment.
Both lost our best friends down there. It's... Both were kind of an ass.
I heard a bit of it as I was running up the hill, but I couldn't stop. There's only so much time.
You didn't need to. He raised you right, though. I can see it now. No idea what's going on. I know what we're about to face upstairs.
Right. Well, there's only 3 of you.
You know, the 3 of us will have to do it.
I suppose.
2 of us have people we love down there. One of us... Well, if she can get through this... Like he just shakes his head after it trails off.
Kovanen hands you a glass of wine.
Well, what about him? Pointing to Lucien.
He hands him the glass that he had and fills it up, and then takes the bottle himself. He's like kind of walking around the trees, and you know, kind of peeks in behind there. He's like, oh, that's it's a door. It's open. That's strange.
Door?
Yes, going to the manse. It's weird. All right.
That's probably where you need to go then, isn't it?
I think so.
Hey, if you spot any of our partners or allies...
I'll see what I can do.
Uh,
But, wait, before I go, I love you guys. I know I didn't know you that well, but I can remember things from his life before mine, and a lot of other things are coming back. I think much more quickly than they're supposed to, but I'm the only one left, really, so here I am, Voss, kin, everything all wrapped up into one.
I'm pretty sure you got this, whatever this is.
I hope so. If you guys don't have this, I don't know what there will be to get. So, rest up, do whatever you need to do to get ready. I have no idea what's at the top of that hill, but I can imagine it's good, whatever it is.
Why do Rose are up there?
I have a question. Why do you think this is here?
What is he pointing at?
He kind of points to the expanse of this space.
Oh, is this the 4th bowl?
I mean, then there's the summit, whatever's up the top, but why this?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Seems counterproductive to give your enemies a place to rest before you fight them. I think a lot of this is some kind of game. upsetting.
Terrifying.
It is. It's terrifying. It's being toyed with by gods, and Kovan and his Voss, my father, whatever he is basically dead now for us. And you know, it's so funny because I was going to try to take that spot for him so that he could be free, or try to free the rest of us, because it just seemed like something like that could happen. And him and Zazie just had this something different. I don't know. It seemed like it was going to work. It's sad.
Yeah. Well, if you're not there to get a few licks in, we'll make sure to give her a good 1-2 for you. Right, Lucian?
He looks over at Lucian.
Right, you are.
Kind of looks down, starts tearing up a little bit. All right, well, here we go. And he just kicks back the bottle. It kind of like spills around the corners of his face. He's very un-Kovanen like. Sets the bottle back down on the table and then makes his way through the trees behind the chair where Lucky is, you know, lounging, and up the staircase. And the door closes. Just a bare stretch of wall, unmarked by any identifying features that would give you any inkling that there were ever just a door there moments before. So you rest for as long as you need. And when you wake in the morning, or whatever the fuck it is, there is a table under this canopy here. And it is covered with cheese and meats and breads and all sorts of just simple, delicious, fresh foods. Wine. And in the center of the table, there's a bowl of coins.
Couldn't let the campaign end without one last food description, huh?
Hey, I didn't go too in depth. Bastards.
Hey, he didn't Martin this, so we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, I kept it brief. As you guys approach the table, you see that the coins on one side have the symbol of the sovereign host. And I can share that with you, but it looks kind of like 3 lines with a line striking through it. Almost like the letter H with a line going through it, embossed on one side. And then on the other side, there is a Kieran.
I have a feeling that this is either a taunt or something important. Perhaps both.
So, who chooses to dine?
You know what? I am going to like sniff at it a little bit first. Make sure it's not like obviously poisoned.
Yeah, if you guys
Oh,
want
hold on.
to check it out, sure.
I will tell everybody to pause and hold on, and I will ritual cast Detect Magic.
Oh, okay, go ahead. You
It's going to
cast.
take 10 minutes to perform,
They're just
and I'm
everybody's
going
just
to
like
be
waiting,
able to.
waiting to eat.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a Kieran on one side of this coin.
It's a hero's feast, and in the bowl, it's like a small hand bowl full of coins. There are 6 of them, and each of them has some sort of enchantment on them.
Can Zazie tell what those enchantments are?
I would need Identify.
Shit.
Wouldn't Detect Magic at least give you the School of Magic? Or no, that was the
Yes, that's
enchantment.
why I know they're enchantments.
I'm derping. Ignore me.
And honestly, let me switch up my prepared spells. Actually,
Can you do that while you sleep again? You could take 8 more minutes.
shut up.
I mean,
Um,
like I said, you can tell that the food is blessed with Hero's Feast.
okay, then I will allow people to eat it, and I will not yell at them.
Hell yeah.
Sugar and water.
Dining. Sugar water. More.
More.
Oh my goodness. Throwback.
And I will. I'll let everybody know that the coins have enchantments on them.
Can you tell what they are?
No, I can't.
So
Lucian will grab 2 just in case.
sure. Lucian, as you reach in to grab 2 of them, you realize that 3 of them are already keyed to you, almost as though you're attuned, but they don't take up any slots.
Oh. Then I will grab the 3rd.
And per the rules of attunement, do you know what they do? Is that how attunement works?
So
Yes.
okay, yes and no. Like if they are cursed, then like Lucian would not officially know what the curse is. The player would. Hence, Night Drinker.
Oh yeah, true. They are each a use of the lucky feat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, if Lucian takes some, Zazie will take hers.
Yes, and you are, as this is happening, you somehow innately are aware, as you pick them up, what they do, and that they are yours. And inscribed around the outside of the Kieran, so basically freaking celestial. I guess it would be celestial or primordial. Does anybody speak celestial or primordial?
I speak primordial.
I speak Sylvan.
Yeah. It says feast and fortune.
I'm gonna
So what does
murder this
Hero's
lady.
Feast do again?
What's that?
What does Hero's Feast do again?
I think it's like immunity to fear, charm, certain amount of extra hit points.
Fuck. All right.
Let me see.
Let me Google this shit. If only Kovanen was alive to tell us.
You conjure a feast that appears on the surface of an unoccupied space in a 10-foot cube next to you. The feast takes 1 hour to consume and disappears at the end of the time. Let's see. Up to 12 partake. It doesn't give me the rules there. Okay. It lasts 24 hours. You have resistance to poison, and immunity to frightened in the poison condition, and you have your maximum hit points increased by 2d10. And
Are we gonna roll our own d10, or are you gonna roll it?
Well, if you kids could for me, on your tokens on this map, go ahead and actually put your health boxes on there. Look at that, Lucian's already got it. And then over here in the little, roll 20 box, click that little dicey on the left side. And then, what is it, 2d10?
Nice.
And then add that to your total hit points.
Hell yeah. And that increases the maximum, right? For 24
Yes.
hours.
Yeah, essentially that's your new hit point total, and for, all intents and purposes here, that's your current hit points as well. Because you're all healed up. Rose, do you want to put that in there for me? On the Rose token?
That's already marked for Lucky.
I'm gonna put.
Where's it? It just says 110.
Yes, that's current Lucky's max. Unless you want me to put the 8 for the.
Put the it'd be, if that's his current max, I'll do it for you. 110, slash 110, so that it shows up like that. There we go. We got it. Sweet. So that's it after the +8.
Yeah.
Sweet. Lucky's got low hit points. Okay.
Ah, there you are.
Oh shit! I added the wrong thing. I added the 15 instead of fucking 8. Wait.
Did you even roll?
Nope. Because I'm dumb, and I thought that you rolled.
No.
So
You got to roll for yourself.
Okay.
7.
Oh, that sucks.
But you still have immunity to some conditions, so and resistance to poison damage.
Yeah.
I mean, immunity to fear and poison is pretty good, but immunity to fear in general, just in this campaign, is great because it, protects you against like the first level of dread automatically. So, if anyone has dread right now, it has been removed. All right. So, you guys eat the food. You take the coins. Let's do a quick 10-minute break, and then we'll figure out what everybody does next. Sound good?
All right.
Sweet. All right. I'm back. I made myself
Welcome back.
a hot tea, and I got one finger of scotch.
What did I get?
What should you get? I don't know.
A standing ovation.
I would say a glass of red wine. That's what Kovanens drink.
We are actually out.
Maybe next week.
Also, I'd have thought Kavanen went more for white wine.
No. He's dry enough already.
Huh. In the party art, if you remember the art of Party Kovanen, he's drinking red wine.
True.
Oh, that's fair.
The contemplative Kovanency.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Thank goodness we have all that art to remember him by.
I really liked that guy too.
Shut up.
I liked that guy too, you know?
Oh my god, shut your whore mouth.
He was a good guy.
It ain't gonna be the same without him.
Fuck.
It will in fact be different.
Well, we're almost at the tip of the iceberg anyway, or the base of the iceberg, I guess I should say. It's been a long, slow, trickling reveal over time.
I'm back.
Welcome
talking-
back.
When I like look back and think of the things that you guys actually knew in the beginning, and what you guys know now, it's like I hope I did a good job at slowly, trickling that information down, so it wasn't like, all one thing. But there's still more. There's still more.
Always more iceberg.
There's always another secret to find.
I think that all of my theories are correct.
And wrong at the same time.
No, they're all correct.
Okay.
They couldn't come true after you thought about them. They're prophecy. Nobody can know about it.
I mean, there was definitely the things could have gone differently for sure, but I think at a certain point in the game, I realized that I couldn't write the game, and I just had to continuously rewrite the possible paths that you guys could go down, and I gave up on.
You're welcome.
I gave up on trying to, write a game, and I just wrote, NPCs essentially.
You're welcome.
It's at a point that's all you can do.
Yeah, write
I'm
antagonists. I had antagonists, and that's it.
Oh, I hated so many of those fucking bitches.
I'm sure my chaos gremlin method of play is
It helped.
what finally got you out of that.
It helped.
Yeah.
It helped, yeah. We told the story together.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And Lucian came along at such formative years for Kovanen.
At the ripe young age of 90. Spring chicken.
The first person he bonded with after coming into existence into Fairhaven.
I was talking about Lucian.
Oh yeah.
The ripe young age of 90.
Kovanen's formative years.
I think they were Lucians too.
Well, yeah. I mean, for elves, 90 is still kid.
Yeah.
Depending on what method of aging you use.
Yeah. All right, kids. You're in front of the
Well,
table.
teenagers.
Did you all grab your coins?
We did.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
All two of us that those coins were designed for.
No,
Mhm.
there were 6 of them.
Yeah, and
Oh.
you said 3 of them were for me.
Oh, my bad. 9. There was 9. Lucky you get some too.
Ah,
With a name like that.
I kind of liked it better without. Kind
But
of was
d-
hilarious.
Wait, don't you already have Lucky as a feat?
No,
No. Okay.
Rose
Oh, it's
does.
Rose.
Okay.
Rose is the one that has the lucky feet.
Hee hee. Okay. Yeah. So you get the coins too, Lucky. Isn't it weird
Alright.
ending the game as your significant other?
I mean,
there's more to come for sure. It's probably about to happen right now. Okay. So you guys, yeah, take over.
So when we finish our din, or breakfast, sorry. Lucian will actually go over to Kovanen, Voss Vanen.
Like go down the
And,
staircase.
I thought we were still within the glade. What are you talking about?
He's on a second
Yeah,
level.
go down the staircase to the.
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, wherever he is.
Yeah.
And he's going to kind of like search his pockets. And he's gonna find the watch.
Oh damn.
And he's gonna put it in Voss Vanen's hand. And like just kind of like close the watch into his hand, and like, you know, one hand under, and then like his other hand over the top, and he's just gonna look at his friend, and he says, I know you're still in there. I'm putting this in your hands so that you can contact us when you wake up. You're just sleeping, Bonan. I know you're just sleeping. He'll like lean down and kiss him on the forehead, and go back and join everybody else.
So
Lovely. Okay, before I cry again, let's move on.
while you guys are down there, you notice that the lady's door is open. But it's just blank inside. There's
Yeah,
literally nothing there.
And with that, we continue going up the mountain.
All right. So, as you go back out into the world, you realign with standard time, Eberron time. You start making your way up the hill. Let me get a perception check out of everyone real quick. That as you have, once you have crossed the threshold out of the the Kovanen Dements.
Perception.
Okay. Lucky. It's probably nothing, but you hear almost like a sound of metal clicking in the distance in the direction you just came from.
From
Maybe it's inside the place you just came out of, or maybe a rock just rolled down the hill, or maybe somebody's belt buckle just clicked. You don't know for certain.
well, listen. I mean, he is probably digging a coin out to toss back into the bowl to replace the 3 that he took.
So,
From the threshold, but
what are the other 2
we'll
doing?
move on.
Well, if we didn't hear it, then I imagine we're just still walking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. The wind is kicking up.
Yeah.
There is an eclipse. It's happening right
How
now.
much has it moved?
It's probably at like 25, 33, something like that percent right now.
So between a quarter and a third.
Yeah. As you guys start making your way up, it is probably halfway. And you start feeling the ground beneath you quaking. Some small avalanches or rock slides or whatever they're called when it's not snow begin to occur here and there. You feel just the ground shifting. And as you get higher, I don't know if any of you have ever been on top of like a tower or a really high skyscraper or a bridge or something like that. And in the
Yep.
wind, it just lists one way or the other.
That's
Oh, yeah.
happened to me while I've been driving my car.
Yeah. You guys are getting that sensation of the earth itself is beginning to list one way and another. And as you get higher and higher, it's more perceptible, as you are higher on the lever that's shifting one way and the other. And you feel the earth beneath you shifting and cracking off in the distance. And pieces of the mountain continue to break away into the water that is rising below.
You good?
I'm good. We just need to keep hurrying.
Yeah. Let's keep going. That's all we can do.
Yep.
So, you notice as you get higher and higher up the stairway, the storm is breaking. There's still lightning rumbling and striking the top, but the clouds have kind of broken off into almost like a star of arms, and the sky's clear. The rain is intermittent as it passes by, and it's just this strange, like, twisting, almost maelstrom, cyclone,
Mm-hmm.
that's wrapping in upon itself, and the lightning is striking, and the eclipse is rising. You feel the press of dread moving in on you. Fortunately, that's a poignant word as well. Fortunately, the Hero's Feast gives you resistance to it. You can feel that it's there, like a force, like a thing, separate from your own feelings or your experience. It's like a tangible essence that is trying to invade. Does anybody
Fuck that.
Does anybody stare directly into the sun as the eclipse is occurring?
No, that's stupid. Everybody
No.
knows not to do that.
Rose, does Lucky stare into the sun?
No.
No, he's not stupid. He's definitely got the most sense out of everyone. He might not be the smartest,
Yeah.
but he's actually probably is the smartest.
Hey,
all-
Ian
fuck
Saucier
yourself.
about that.
We all
He's got a
we all
14.
take out our eclipse glasses
Oh, sweet.
that we got from the public library, and
Yeah, you guys are sweet. It's like, this is badass. Let's look at this eclipse. So, as you guys approach the top, you notice the ground away, like beneath you. Let me get a perception from each of you.
oh, what?
Ooh, oh,
Like that.
oh, everybody rolling high. You guys take a moment to look down below you, and you can actually see at this point those tremors you were feeling and the rock slides and the things like that were occurring. This structure, this monolith with these strange, cyclopean buildings that are raising from the water beneath it, has begun to separate from the surface of the planet. It's moving into the sky. Ridges of stone are breaking away from the crater, and it's moving up as a bowl of its own. Water is pouring over the edges of it, and you can see them kind of pouring down into the earth below. There's just this huge cavity in the ground below you that you can barely make out because you're raising almost directly up. But the water's pouring down, but it's filling up faster than it's pouring down. It's creating this strange sphere almost of water that is pooling at the base of this structure that you're raising on, with these, once again, these strange buildings, cyclopean, non-Euclidean structures growing out of the water beneath you.
I'm not going to contemplate that too much further than it needs to be contemplated. 'Cause at least I don't like it.
And you said cyclopean, non-Euclidean?
Yeah.
So these structures have only one eye?
I mean, that's not really what cyclopean means. Cyclopean, it's not like Cyclops. It's a type of like stonework, and like architecture. It's like
Okay.
limestone,
Okay.
and
Thank you, Waffle. Oh. Ha.
What about?
He looked up the definition for us, and he posted a screenshot. Definition number 1 that Google gives us is denoting a type of ancient masonry made with massive irregular blocks. And then definition number 2 is of or resembling a cyclops.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was speaking more of the architectural.
Yeah, we can both be right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But there are these weird buildings, you know, these towers that have like one eye. It's like Little Mermaid.
Is it on fire? Is it on fire and like kind of hanging in midair?
And when you look into it, it's like,
Yeah.
and you're like, whoa, dude, chill out. Wait, I said Saruman. That's not what the eye says.
It's ICU.
Yeah. So that's happening. And as you guys are ascending, the air itself is becoming darker. It has that almost like galactic coloring to it. Stars are becoming more evident in the sky around you. Constellations are appearing as you raise above. The lightning is still striking from this strange canopy of cloud cover that has broken off, and there's just hail falling at this point. Just like golf ball sized hail just littering and pounding the ground around you.
We gotta go. Lose my voice, apparently.
Fucking Zazie, I hate you.
Hee hee.
What are you guys doing in the channels over here?
I'm being very funny.
Oh, are you drawing on the map itself?
No.
No.
Oh, you're putting something somewhere where I can't see it. That's okay.
No, I'm putting it where you can see it.
I don't know where you're doing it.
And
Dumb shit.
Oh,
Shit.
dumb shit. Dumb shit. Oh, Waffles is pretty. Oh, I remember that. That's a good throwback. Oh, Cat. Cat was there for that one. Anywho, fucking Donald Trump staring directly at the sun without the glasses on.
Oh my god. Scroll down and catch up, old man.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see the Cyclops. Yeah. So as you guys approach the top, I'm going to switch over to Rose for a minute.
God, it's about time.
Oh, we haven't seen her in a hot minute.
Yeah. So Rose, at this point, you know, you've seen all this crazy shit happening. You have a heightened vantage point from everyone else. You're basically inanimate, but you're
Yeah.
watching it happen.
She's doing a lot of thinking.
You see
Like-
these ants crawling up the staircase, and as they ascend, they become more visible. Zazie, Lucian, Lucky.
Just the three of them?
Just them.
She's gonna look over at Wadu. What is she doing? Currently.
Just watching.
Them or me?
Them. She looks very anticipatory. Anticipative? I think it's anticipatory.
Anticipatory. Oh, that we can work with that.
Here comes Waffle with another definition.
So, she looks over at you.
This isn't gonna end well for them, is it? Not if you get your way.
No, it won't. I'm sorry, Rose. I told you before. It's unfortunate, but it could be worse. There are other means I could have taken.
But you already got one of them.
I see that. I gave them as much solace as I could. I am not without pity.
Right. No, hold on for just a second. Can I only got a couple more questions. I think I have a feeling. You were trying to force the other gods back with that Sons of Sybaris.
She looks over at you and thinks for a moment. How about... And she just holds her hands to her lips. Shh. Let's just watch this.
No.
Let's just watch this one part. And she kind of
You don't want to.
drops her hands and looks back down to the three of them that are about to crest the final summit. And so I'm going to switch to you guys. As you walk up top, you guys each rolled really good on your perceptions. So you can see in the sky above you, in the distance, you see Rose and the figure of some woman floating there, looking down, watching. From your perspective, there is essentially one central main summit, and then there are offshoots on either side, around the sides of it. But in the center, there appears to be a structure of some kind held up by 3 pillars. And inside, you see this signatory with 3 statues in it. And on top of it, there is something that's continuously getting struck by lightning.
Can we tell what it is?
Not from your angle.
Can we tell what the statues are?
Well, sure. You can see them. And as you approach, Lucian, you can tell easily that that area that's under that structure is a portal. It's a 3-dimensional portal. It's like similar to what you've seen before with these, pocket dimensions inside of the bowls, but it's actually a pocket dimension that is overlapping. It's like a holographic pocket dimension. And you see inside, and there are the 3 statues that are surrounded by this signatory. Each of them has their own branching of almost like constellations of symbols breaking off of them, and layers of floor breaking out around them, and they're all facing towards each other, towards the middle. One of them looks just like, or I guess I should say, looks like a older version of Aurora. One of them looks like a large, majestic man, almost kind of like the Scar looks. And then another one appears to be some eldritch monstrosity. And they're all facing towards the center of this signatory. And the energy pouring off of them is palpable. It is thrumming in the air.
Do I see Zamra anywhere?
No. It's just the expanse of the summit, this structure, and then whatever's on top of it.
Does it look like Rose notices us? Can we tell if they're watching us?
Yeah, it looks like they're looking down at you. You know, the hail is definitely hitting you guys. You know, you guys are level 15 or whatever. 14, I don't know. The hail sucks. You know, you guys all probably take 1 damage from it over time. But around them, you see this bubble of calm and the hail kind of like striking and rolling down the outside of it. You know, lightning arcing off of it or past it to strike the top of whatever this structure is holding up. And yeah, they're having a conversation about something. And you can see her hold her finger up to her lips and then point down at you guys.
They don't like whatever's going on up there. That's...
I don't either, but I don't know if there's anything we can do about that.
And right now, I don't think my bullets will reach that. Let's get up to the top of this structure. I don't think we're gonna like what we find, but we have to. You have to be okay with whatever we find up there, Lucian.
There's a staircase cut into the side of one of the pillars that's going up. You can see that they're holding up, you know, it's basically like a 3-tiered or a 2-tiered structure. There's the inside, and then there's a tier above it that is where the lightning is striking, and the cloud canopy is basically hovering right above that point. And that's basically what's been obscuring Rose's view this entire time when she's rolled like super bad over and over to see what's in there.
Yeah, she's not a demigoddess. She is still mortal.
I want to throw a rock into the portal.
It just passes through.
Like, and lands on the other side of the portal, or
yeah, it goes in. It goes in. It goes into
wherever it goes.
No, it goes into the portal and just kind of like skids across the the symbols etched in the ground. Mwedu begins to descend. Rose is still trapped in the air above everyone.
If she separates from me, she's going to be pounding on that bubbled.
So you see Rose up there pounding on the bubble. You can't hear anything. You can see her just struggling inside of it, striking the outside of it. These pulses of energy kind of like cascading off of her hands, and the dragon marks on her body beginning to to ignite a bit at the frustration. But it's pretty useless. You can't really communicate with her. And Moedu slowly touches down next to where you guys are.
What do you want?
Just wanted you to watch this. Needed you to be here for this. She kind of smiles to herself a little bit and starts walking to the inside of the portal.
Kind of disappointed. I was expecting a grand showdown.
Oh no, you won't be fighting me. At least not yet. And she walks up next to one of the statues and effortlessly pushes it about a foot. And when she does that, the sky just cracks like glass. Like there's a sphere surrounding the entire area above where you guys are standing, and the glass above you of this sphere of existence just begins to shatter and crack. She just exults in the sound, and then she walks over to one of the other statues and pushes it, and the glass shatters and falls from the sky and just begins to cascade and evaporates and sublimates into nothing. It falls through the rings. It falls through basically space itself towards the surface of Eberron and disappears. And there's just this gaping hole in reality.
What the fuck have you done?
I'm finding a way out.
What was the end goal here? What's going to be left when you're out?
Everything. Lucian.
If that were the case.
She looks over at Lucian. Lucian, dear. Are you there, Lucian?
Yep.
I think there's something of importance to you up those stairs.
Somra. And Lucian takes off.
She closes her eyes and takes in a deep breath. You should probably join him.
I'm back for her. And you. And Lucky races after him.
As soon as I get my hands on you, you're dead. And Zazie will also run off.
So, as you guys are making your way around, you see this structure that you're on is climbing higher into the sky. And Eberron itself below you is shaking. Like the surface of the planet itself is writhing in like massive earthquakes. You see the seawall of the Scion Sound that has been raining and raining and raining finally break, and the water just that's cascading down from this sphere that you guys are ascending in, the water just rushes out and begins to fill the center of Corvair that you're looking down on from high above, creating this massive just like body of water engulfing the center of the continent. And Lucian.
Yeah.
As you are climbing the staircase, you see, as you're going around the outside to run to the top, you see Mwedu just kind of like stepping in the air, moving much more quickly up than you, and she settles down on the top, on the dais. As you reach the top, you see Zamra in the center getting struck by lightning over and over again. She's like fighting against these like brackets that are holding her wrists to the center of, you know, yet another signatory. She's just like barely able to breathe, able to speak. Like her voice is just hoarse. You can hear it kind of like crackling out as she tries to scream, but it's useless. She's just screamed herself hoarse at this point, and she's getting hit over and over again. Her dragon mark, there's more dragon mark than there is skin. And it is like her, just the essence of her body itself is whipping around. Like pieces of dragon mark are hanging out of her body, just like tendrils of lightning and of energy, of storm itself, kind of like binding her to the surface of this thing. And Mwedu touches down next to her for a moment and just whispers in her ear. Are you doing anything? Are you running? What's your course of action right now?
Yeah, I'm running. I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, so you're
whatever
reaching
I
the
think
top.
her minds might be like, I'm.
Yeah. So they're probably about 30 feet ahead of you to the center of the dais, and Mwedu just kind of like steps back and then takes off. Do you take shots at her? Are you doing anything?
No. I think Lucian would be more inclined to not shoot to avoid hitting Zamra.
So as she ascends and your feet are reaching the center and the top of this structure, what are the other two doing?
Following.
Okay. You see Lucian running towards the center. The ground beneath you, for whatever this construct was that was open to this other dimension, is crumbling. The ground itself is shifting one way and then the other. Can I get everyone to make a dexterity save really quick, please?
Oh boy.
27.
Okay.
21.
Lucky? All right.
17.
Yeah, so you guys are able to kind of ride the wave of this thing falling and collapsing into the space of where whatever that place was, where she shifted the statues, and this disc just collapses to the ground. Lucian, you're making your way to the center. Zamra is still a lightning rod, but something is happening. Her eyes are closed. She's fighting against something, and you see the color of the mark itself begin to like shift from this bright, like cerulean cyan blue, and almost to this anti-light is coming and pulling the energy out of it as it's beginning to like if you've ever poured something very dark into a liquid and watched it begin to like cascade into the liquid, this energy is filling her up. And she's fighting against it and writhing and convulsing and trying to scream, and she can't. And that's actually where I'm going to end the session tonight.
Damn.
You guys still there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to take some time and talk to Lucian before we move further ahead with this next scene. And Rose, and pretty much everybody. So, anyway, a little bit of an early stop tonight, but
It's fitting for what the fuck's going on.
yeah. Anyway, say goodnight to everyone.